Hello, my friends. Thank you for revisiting my channel. Thank you very much. Once again, thank you. A big thank you to those subscribers, the previous ones, long-standing ones, and the new ones. Thank you very much for your appreciation of what I'm doing. Just sharing different aspects of Shona culture and the ways of relating to one another in Shona society, of which we are proud. I am proud of it myself. I do not know it all. No, regardless of my age, there are things that I'm still learning, and therefore you do not take it that what you get from here is all you need to know. You need to explore from others who can fill in gaps within my gaps that are in my knowledge, and so on. Now, last time I spoke to you about the totemic relationship and how people relate to one another around a particular totemic animal that they then begin to regard as sacred, their protector, the one that links all of them as a wider grouping of people together. And when people relate to one another that way, it means that when you think of marriage as a young woman, if you are like last time I spoke of the Soko totem in particular, you are a young woman who is seeking marriage, who is embarking on a relationship. Somebody is wooing you, ari kukunyenga, ari kuda kupinda mukufambidzana newe zvekuzokuroora. Culturally, one of the basic things, fundamental things that you would inquire is what totem they belong to. What totem they belong to. Because if you yourself are of the Soko totem, and this young man who is wooing you is also of the Soko totem, that means you are brother and sister. You are siblings. You are totemic siblings. So you cannot marry. You are of the same blood. The same with the young man who is wooing any other woman. When one of the basic things, the fundamental things you initially ask is what totem this young woman you want to woo or you are wooing belongs to. If they are of the same totem as yourself, then your relationship cannot really progress. However, some either become obstinate and disregard that totemic relationship, or they discover that they are of the same totem when it's too late, when they have already been to bed together, or when they have when there is already a pregnancy, or they already have a child with each other. And when they get to introducing their other half to their family, that's only when it is discovered that they are of the same totem. Now, in such circumstances, when this happens, it is regarded as makunakuna. Makunakuna. One has broken a taboo. It's just the equivalent of consuming one's totemic animal. You have done something wrong, something completely wrong, because traditionally eating one's totemic animal was supposed to lead to all your teeth falling off, for instance. Although with the qualifications that I told you in the previous session, that there are many, there are some that I know who have eaten their totemic animals, and some present all sorts of qualifications to safeguard themselves from those accusations. Anyway, so it's called makuna kuna, incest. Incest, when you have gone into a carnal relationship with someone of the same totem as yours. Of course, the worst makuna kuna is when you are actual siblings, children of the same father and mother, or you are nephews and nieces, or you are cousins, and you get into a carnal relationship. That is the absolute incest, makuna kuna. Now, when this has happened in the past, how the Shona culture has dealt with such situations is to break the relationship, to break the kinship. So that signifies a complete split. So that means the new this man who has gone into this relationship with this woman, a relationship that is forbidden, they have to form a completely new totem themselves. They have to found a completely new totem, and that is probably why we have these different branches of some totems, like having branches of say the Mofu totem or the Shumba totem. Among the Shumba, you've got Nyamziwa, you've got Mazi, you've got Semboti, Nyachuru, you've got Murambwi, you've got Segauke. Those are different splits and subgroups within the Shumba clan. There is that possibility, if not even probability, that back in time there was some incest, some incestuous union, and a split had to be brought about in order to cover up that blurt, that blemish on the totem. Of course, some splits may have been because people quarreled over property, or over a hunt, over all sorts of other things, and they even fought, and they decided to split their relationship. It's called chekaukama, and if it is applied in terms of makuna kuna, incest, it's a white beast, a white bovine is used to eat together, to signify that the relationship of kinship is over. Now, with regard to chidawo, just to give you an illustration of how chidawo can be used to express appreciation, to express thanks in a given accomplishment. Say a hunt, somebody has cut a big tree that was threatening a house, or has collected many logs of firewood for the homestead and so on. Let us suppose that person is being thanked, is of the Soko totem. This is how they might be thanked. Maita Soko, maita Murehwa, zvaitwa matarira, Soko yangu iyi, maita marova hombe, mwana webveni, chirongo changu chichichi, zvaitwa mukanya, zvaitwa tateguru, zvaitwa waguta huzamura, maita zvenyu vari kakoromokwa, vagurususu vana guru mwandira, maita vari risina mhapa, vachitamba neruware, vamahobi anenge rihwa, zvaitwa mukuruvara, mushonga namawere, kuziva zvenyu mvurume, maita mwana wapfumo jena, muranga nepfumo, maita vajena, chirongo changu chichichi, vane kufamba kunenge kukavira nyimo, kutizira kuchinge kudyara nzungu, mukudzagwara, vanorarama nezvekuba, maita vari mandiya, vari kaporomondo, zvaitwa mwana webveni, makumbe, vakakumba zvese netsombori. This is an illustration of how to express thanks in Shona culturally. And whoever is thanked this way really feels a lot of dignity, a lot of respect. They have been respected to the core. This is the utmost, the greatest form of respect they could, or appreciation they could ever be given when it is expressed in such a way, under the totemic praise name or chidawo. This is an illustration that I've got online that I was reading off from an online page. I can't see who posted it, but it's available here. Let me just see if the name is there at the bottom. It just says admin. So anyway, thank you very much once again for listening. I just wanted to give you this brief one on how appreciation can be expressed to somebody, towards somebody for an accomplishment using chidawo, the totemic praise title, and also that thing of how incest is dealt with, and how it sometimes leads to those splits within a totemic grouping. But the incest makuna is not always the reason for splits. Sometimes splits have occurred because of arguments, quarrels, and even fights over women, fights over land, fights over perhaps some hunt, and so on. If people have hunted together, caught an animal, but one faction wants to get the biggest portion to themselves, and things like that. Thank you very much for following us. Always meet you in the next one as we continue to explore Shona culture. And once again, I'm doing this because these are ways of relating that you will come across in Shona society. If you are new to Shona society, because you've gone into a relationship with a Shona person, if you perhaps were brought up in the diaspora and want to visit the country, or now want to go and live in the country, you will constantly hear people addressing each other using totemic titles, using their totemic praise titles, chidawo, mitupo, the totem, chidawo, the praise title. So they may address each other using those rather than their actual family titles of father, mother, son, daughter, daughter-in-law, and son-in-law, and so on. They can regularly use those totemic titles and totemic praise names. And if you marry into Shona society, those same titles will be applied to you as well. So just so that you are aware, it's not just a case of learning because we simply want to just know some hidden aspect of Shona culture. These are things that are used on a daily basis among Shona people. Thank you very much. Have a good day and have a good time learning, exploring, and practicing. Bye.